Hi, everybody.
Hey guys.
Welcome to What's for Dinner
Yep.
on Saturday.
Yep, it's about 4 o'clock on Saturday. Hope you guys are having a great Saturday and you're all doing well.
Yes.
So tonight we started off, we're doing our favorite meal, which is burgers. So we've got our farm fresh burgers that we purchased. The ones with the American cheese are Teresa's, and the ones with the baby Swiss are mine. And then we've got some brats. Those are just regular bratwurst. These are Johnsonville brats. We're just using those up. I know they're not the best in the world, but we had some in the freezer, so we decided to pull those out. And of course, our favorite seasoning. So what I do is I coat these all with avocado oil, and then I put Jane's Crazy mixed up salt on them. And then over here, Teresa did air fried chicken wings. These were freshly bought today at Harder House, local butcher shop.
Open the door
Yep. And then our Instant Vortex Pro air fryer. That's
at the last tray on there. I can usually do about 10 per tray, so.
yeah.
And I like these much better than the places. Well, Longhorn has good wings, but.
Yeah, these by far are the best wings we've had, and we just season them with the salt ourselves and a little bit of garlic powder and whatnot, and they come out better than the store bought. And then we've got our scrambled eggs here that we're going to be putting on, and then we had a little leftover bacon, so we're doing that. Teresa likes tomato and onion on her burgers, so we put those together, and then sauerkraut on mine, and maybe a pickle on the side. We'll see what happens with that. We're getting crazy today with having a pickle in there. So,
is any of this medical advice?
going to start off with the housekeeping stuff. No, nothing we're talking about tonight is going to be medical advice. You need to talk to your provider if you'd like medical advice. This is for educational and informational purposes only. So
I will say that before you go to your neurosurgeon and say, should I be eating keto? Maybe make sure that the neurosurgeon had a special minor in nutrition. That's what I would say.
Yeah, that might be 0.0002% of the population
Right.
of neurosurgeons, but
Right.
yeah.
Yep.
In any case, so today, guys, we were going to talk. Oh, did you have something you wanted to ask me?
Will any of this food that we cooked tonight spike your sugar and insulin?
We talk about this a lot, guys, and so we do it every single night. We made a conscious effort to try and say the same thing because we get new viewers all the time, and so we want you guys to know how important this is. So the answer to that question is no. Nothing here has a carbohydrates or sugar in them, so none of it will cause our insulin to spike as we consume that glucose. So remember, carbohydrates are the same as sugar. They're the same thing. They convert to sugar as they break down in your body. So the same effect.
What about complex carbohydrates?
So they might break down a little bit slower, but ultimately they start breaking down right away. As soon as they hit your mouth, you have enzymes in your mouth. The enzymes begin to break down the carbohydrates and convert them to glucose. And then as the glucose circulates around, your body releases insulin, the pancreas releases insulin. The insulin goes up and goes around and picks up the sugar, and it takes it to where your body needs it. Now, most of us have plenty of fat on our bodies already. So, there's plenty of fat that needs to be tapped into and used for fuel. We don't need to be consuming more fuel. All carbohydrates and fat are energy. And again, we've talked about this before too. Our ways of eating here in the United States, especially, and a lot of other countries too, are very high. They're very energy dense. So a lot of energy density in the foods mean they have a lot of sugar and a lot of fat. And that's all fine and good, but they're completely lacking the nutrients we really need. So we're eating more food than ever. We're fatter than ever, but we're also more nutrient deficient than ever because the food we're eating is garbage.
Yeah.
So anyway, moving right along. So I wanted to talk a little bit today. We've had some questions from some subscribers on YouTube and whatnot with regards to working out and sprinting. So I want to start with talking about the difference between activity and exercise. So as much as I love walking, as much as I don't like going out and gardening and picking weeds and things like that, even though I'm sweating and I'm moving around and stuff like that, things like that, going out and doing the weeding or going for walks and whatnot they're not exercise, unfortunately, they're activity. Exercise has to be something for us. It needs to be something that we're engaged in, something that's intense and that's going to produce muscle growth. That's what our goal is here. We want to try and produce muscle with our workout. So we like to promote resistance training, okay? I do walk, and I walk in the middle of the day when it's hottest. Today, well, I didn't do it today, but I walked the other day. It was like 93 degrees out, and I walked like 5 miles at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I got plenty of sun, I sweated, or was sweating, and I felt like I did a lot when I got done, but my body is not gonna do what I want it to do and produce the results that I want to produce by going out and walking, as much as I like doing it. So I have a couple of days a week where I run sprints. So sprinting, depending upon how you sprint, is a total body workout. So when I run sprints, my goal is to create resistance. It's a whole body resistance training workout. Sorry, I misspoke. So my goal in there with the sprinting is to build muscle, is to work at really high intensity levels and build muscle. And you get cardiovascular and you get calorie burning and all that along with it. That's great. My sprint workouts are ridiculously easy to explain. There really is nothing unusual or anything fancy about the way I do it. I prefer to run. So we live out here in the country in the Ozarks of southwest Missouri, and I have a county road that's out here by our house, and I can do a 5-mile loop up and down this little, 2-lane paved road. And so when I'm working out, what I typically do is I do actually a little bit of walking and a little bit of sprinting, a little bit of walking, a little bit of sprinting. So I go outside and I'll just look, we've got light posts and we've got electricity poles and we've got mailboxes. So I have little set distances that I'll sprint. So say I'll run from one mailbox to another mailbox, or I'll run from a mailbox to a pole. I'll use those as my gauges for how far I'm gonna run. I probably should have prefaced this too. So if you're gonna start sprinting, start slowly and build up slowly to that. So even now at the comfort level that I am with sprinting, I warm up very carefully. So my first 3 or 4 sprints that I run them not full speed. My first one, I probably run 50% of what my full speed would be. My second one, a little faster, maybe 70%. My third one is probably 80 or 90%. And then once I've done about 3 sprints that are of a lower speed and intensity, then I'll begin running 100%ers. And I'll usually run 4 or 5 at 100% capacity. So that's it. Now I also understand is that with sprinting, the farther distances that you run, the slower you're going to run. It's just natural. As you run, so if you're going to run a football field or about 100 yards, you're not going to be running at 100% the whole way. You're going to be gassed before you get to the end of that sprint, okay? And then if you run the shorter distances, you can maintain that higher level, that 100%. So if you're running maybe a 25-yard sprint, you can maintain that higher level of intensity with that. So you've got to be careful. I like to mix it up. So some of my sprints are 50 yards, some of them are 75, and I go as far as 100%, okay? Just understanding that each one of them has its plus and minuses. The other thing I like to take into account is heart rate variability. So I rest different amounts in between each sprint. So some sprints I maybe only walk for 30 seconds after I run a sprint, then I run my next sprint. Other ones I might run a sprint and then walk for 2 or 3 minutes, then I run my next sprint. And I change that up so my body and my heart and everything don't really know ever where I'm going to do. I kind of throw that element of just that differentiation in my workouts. So and then that the other thing I wanted to talk about too is that that's just running. So you can also do rows. You can do sprint workouts on rows. Or somebody, a really nice subscriber reached out to us the other day and they're like, hey, I've got this cycle that's got one of those, got the pedals and the arm deals that go back and forth. Can I do sprint workouts on that? And I'm like, absolutely. So they asked what they could do. And I said, well, try 20-10 splits. So what you can do is get on the rowing machine or get on that stationary bike that has the handles, and you can row or pedal as hard as you can for 20 seconds and then go really slow for about 10 seconds. And then go really fast for 20 seconds and then 10. So that's hence the name 20-10 split. And then you can do that for say 10 rounds and then you take a couple minute break. Now, if you can go and do another 10 rounds, great. So that's just some ideas, guys, that you can use with regards to doing sprint workouts. You can also do sprints in the pool. So, your imagination is the limit, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about that because people have been asking. So,
but sprinting is resistance training. So
yes.
Right now the Olympics are on. If you're watching it, we don't have TV, but I see little clips, and the marathon runners are lean and no muscles in their arms. And the sprinters, even the women, are jacked, even in their arms. Okay, so now go look at the difference and you'll see that sprinting is a resistance training, whole body.
Yep.
And running marathons is just cardio, and it doesn't really benefit muscle mass.
Yeah. Those Olympic sprinters are at the peak of their years and stuff. They're between 20 and 30 years old, and those sprint workouts, they're just it causes your testosterone and your human growth hormone levels to just shoot through the roof, and that's why they look like they look. I remember a study a while back that was talking about sprinting specifically, and for someone who does an intense sprinting workout, the human growth hormone release in their body increases by 530% for it was like 24, 48, 72 hours. I don't remember the specifics of it, but that's the power of running sprints and the resistance training. And it's whole body resistance. So every part of your body benefits from that. So go out and run. If you haven't run one in a while, go out and run one. build up to it. I'm sorry, don't go out and just run 100% right off the back. Build up to it, and you can feel like your whole body. And as I'm running my sprints, I can really feel everywhere, benefiting from it. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, so we're at 10 minutes.
Okay, I guess I talked longer than I thought I would. So hope that's helpful. Hey guys, real quick favor I wanted to ask you all is if you guys have any ideas for stuff you would like us to talk about in the metabolic health realm, in the hormone realm, fitness, exercise, that kind of stuff, please shoot ideas our way because we're always chatting about content. What are we going to talk about today? So if there's specific stuff you guys want to hear, let us know.
Yeah, because we hope this is helpful for you guys.
Yeah, we really do. And then also we always appreciate the comments and yeah, we love you guys.
Yes.
And we're in your corner. We're here for you. So God bless you all, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you at church tomorrow.
Yeah, hope to see you at church.
Okay, bye.
Bye.